Hi everybody. So, Proposition 8 passed, which means it is against the law for homosexuals to have a committed relationship legally in the state of California. And I need to talk about this. I need to talk about this. And here's what I need. I was going to blog about it, I was going to write about it, but then I feel like I need to say some stuff. So, I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed that this happened, and I'm shocked, quite frankly. I didn't think that this would happen. I don't know if you guys did, but I certainly did not think that this was a possibility. I thought we were sort of past that. But here's my point. Instead of pontificating, let me just tell you, here's what I think. Here's the fundamental problem. The fundamental problem is that the people who have voted yes on this particular proposition firmly believe to the core that homosexuality is a choice. Now, there's nothing we can do about that. Nothing. So, trying to change people's minds isn't going to work. That's not going to work. So, we have to come at this from a different angle. And I believe that it is a civil rights issue. Of course it is, because we're talking about equal rights for a minority group. So, of course, that's what it's about. But what we have to remember is the fundamental issue is separation between church and state. Because I was listening to someone who voted yes speak on a talk show as I was driving to class today. And the host of the talk show said, well, why'd you do that? And they said, well, I believe that homosexuality is a choice. And I thought to myself, that's fine, but that's not the issue. The issue is their fundamental religious beliefs. That's the issue. It has nothing to do with anything else except that. Because that's where it goes back to. That's the truth, I believe, I think. That's the truth of this particular situation. So here's what I think. How about this? Talk to people that you know that might have voted yes, if you're in California. Or even if you're not, that believe that homosexuals should not have a legal right to marry. Talk to these people and have a conversation and leave out God and leave out the Bible. Leave out. Both of you agree to do that because you can't argue someone's beliefs. No one can change mine, and I don't want to change theirs. I really don't. I don't think any of us do. It's not that they're wrong in what they believe. They're not wrong in what they believe. They're just going about it in a way that's detrimental to other human beings. So let's take right and wrong out of the equation. Have the conversation, but no one, neither side, gets to bring up God or the Bible, and see if they can have the conversation. And then educate them, because that's what we need to do, I think. I think we need to educate people, because what they're afraid of is that it's going to be taught in schools. How many people teach marriage in schools? That doesn't happen. I didn't take marriage in school. How do you fail marriage? I'm sorry, you don't get your diploma. You failed marriage. It doesn't happen. So that's not true. So we have to dispel these lies. That's the first thing we have to do. The other thing that they're afraid of, a lot of the religious fundamentalists, or evangelical Christians, because that's who a lot of them are, we have to remind them that they don't have to marry us in their church. If they don't want to, they don't have to. So we need to explain to them these fears that they have, because at the core is the fear that they're wrong about their God. I really believe that. I think that is at the core of their fear. It's not about schools, it's not about church, it's not about, will we have to marry these people, which is not true, because you know you can get a Christian and a Jewish person, and they could go to or a Catholic, I'm sorry, and a Jewish person, they could go to a Catholic church, you know, and they could say, I'm sorry, we can't do it. So that's a lie. We need to dispel that lie too, that every church will be forced to marry a gay couple. But that is not the crux of the fear. I really believe this. So trying to convince them that homosexuality is okay is not going to work. It's not going to work. So we've got to figure out another way to do this. Because it will happen. I mean, that's the other thing. I'm sort of secure. I'm an optimist. which gets in my way a lot, but I really believe that this is going to happen. I cannot for the life of me think that I am a United States citizen. And I'm so emotional about this, you guys, I can't tell you. That I'm a United States citizen and that I don't have the same rights as everybody else. That doesn't make any sense. I don't believe that that is the country that I was born into. And I don't believe in my heart that even the people that voted yes on this proposition, I don't believe that they believe that. I really don't. I think they're frightened. I think they're terribly, terribly frightened that what they're believing is wrong or has led them astray or something like that. We don't need to prove that. You can believe whatever it is that you want to believe. That's why we live in America. But every United States citizen must have the exact same rights as every United States citizen. So that's what I think we ought to do. I think we have to have conversations about it. I'm not saying don't be passionate. I'm not saying don't be angry because I'm angry and really hurt. I'm not saying don't do that. Absolutely do that. But speak to these people. Because they're having rallies here in California, and they're rallying around the Mormon temples. What good does that do? And I was listening to another interview, and there was a Mormon standing outside the temple who voted yes on 8. I was out there selling banana bread to the people, you know, to the rally. She was giving away banana bread. And it was the strangest thing. And she was being interviewed, and the interviewer said, well, you know, why are you doing this? And she said, because I want people to know that we're about love. We're about inclusion, not exclusion. We have nothing against the homosexual community. They really believe that. They're not lying. They really, really believe that they are not intolerant. So we have to go about this another way. We will prevail. We will absolutely prevail. I have no doubt in my mind that we're not going to prevail. But we've got to go about this in a loving and joyful and tactful and, yes, extremely passionate way. So let's have conversations about it, because we will win. And besides the fact, I've been married for almost 12 years. 12 years? 12 years. 12 years. I had my front teeth fixed not very long ago. I've been married for almost 12 years. These are my rings. I am married. I said I do. I made vows. I was married in front of God and 150 of our friends. And there is no law ever on the planet that can dictate who I love and who I'm married to. So they can pass any law that they want to. They can ban anything they want to. They can make any kind of amendment to any kind of constitution that they feel they need to make. No one can tell me who I love, and no one can tell me who I'm married to. I have a wife, and that's it. I know that that's true. And I will continue to know that's true until the day I die. And I'll continue to tell people. That's how I live my truth. So they can't tell me how to live my life. No one can. I've been silenced way too long. I'm not going to do that. And I won't be silenced, especially by a piece of paper. So we've got to have this conversation, you guys. We've got to have this conversation with the other side. That's all I have to say. I'm going to go eat my Wendy's.